All right. Well, good morning, everybody. You can see at the top of Charlie right here. This is the culprit today. She, like I said, got sick a couple times last night, so I'm doing the stay-at-home dad deal today. Take care of baby girl here, and kind of go from there. Try to get her. She's a lot cuter than me, so you can listen to me and watch that. So I wanted to show you some of the things about Standard 6 and kind of where to submit it, and then I'll talk about the format and then what exactly you should be collecting and looking at in it. So to get to Standard 6, or the submission portion of it, you're going to want to come to my learning plan here, and you'll sign in with your district login. And the actual submission is down here, and you can see mine is due today, and I'm actually working on my evaluator with it, so don't worry about me. I've got it taken care of. But it's real funny. So then you click this hyperlink here, and it'll take you to this submission form, and you'll see it looks exactly like one of the three attachments that I sent y'all yesterday, where you have the data portion, which is student performance, analysis. We're actually gonna look at the data, and then planned action. So on the form that I sent you guys, you'll see it has data 1, data 2, data 3. In order to fulfill the requirements on the Standard 6 rubric for your summit evaluation, you need to have 3 pieces of data. You need to have 3 separate analysis of data, and then all you need for planned action is 1 planned action. Now you'll see right here it says save. I would highly recommend against utilizing this feature and working out of my learning plan. I had somebody last year lose their Standard 6 reflection because they were working on it solely through my learning plan. So I would definitely recommend utilizing that Word document I sent you, or any document in that regards to work on and collect things. The second document I sent you guys was this large, thank you Charlie, was this large PDF. This goes through every single position in the district, and there's my dogs, and what their performance measures are. So if you're a science teacher, all high school science is together. This first column, these are going to be your required. And like I said, you've got to have 3 total data points. So these are required if available. Yes, thank you. So let's go ELA. We'll scroll up. Okay, you're here too?
Yeah.
Okay, so English Language Arts. You can see you're there in the middle. English Language Arts, high school, all high school. This is journalism, yearbook, everything. Okay, so Kansas Reading Assessment. Our Kansas Reading Assessments, I do not believe, I could be wrong, don't quote me on this, that we will have this back in time. Thank you, Charlie. We'll have this back in time before the submission deadline. The state or the district writing assessment, I know you guys have freedom in when you conduct that. Please stop. I need hands off. When you guys actually utilize that in class. Thank you. Take 2. So I know ELA has freedom in when you actually do the DWA. So if you're not going to do the DWA before and in time to grade before the deadline, April 1st, then that's not available. So that's why I sent you this third document, which is the matrix. So if I'm sitting here and utilizing the matrix, I'm saying anyone year 1. My first data point, maybe I do have the state assessment. Okay, state state assessment, okay? I know I don't have my DWA until next year. And so next year I'm going to go ahead and plan on my 2019 district writing assessment. So this year maybe I plan on using a student survey, something that I know that I can drop on my way to next year. Because as you see, this is a 4-year process, and 3 out of the first 4 years you are going to be formally writing up Standard 6 and submitting it to your appraiser. So we have an April 1st deadline and April 1st deadline. Year 3, you actually don't submit Standard 6. It's ongoing. You should be reflecting, but it's never going to be collected. And then year 4 is your odd year, which is due in January. So this year, you'll get an email from me around Thanksgiving reminding you that you should be working on your Standard 6 in preparation of that January 15th deadline. But this is the reason that I submitted, or I sent you guys this document, because I think it helps to look at it from that regards. Because your year 4, maybe you go ahead and use your 2021 DWA, because you'll have done it in the spring of year 3, and able to utilize it for year 4. So then when I come into my formal write-up, remember I've got to have 3 data points. So I've got a student survey with the understanding potentially I drop that next year. There is a lot of freedom in what that looks like. And so if you have any questions on the specific, like survey questions or whatever, just make sure that it's really focused in and you're able to actually utilize that data, because otherwise there's a gray area and it's not really, if it's not tangible, then you can't use it, right? So maybe my 3rd data point, I'm going to use a unit exam. And the reason I'm using that unit exam is potentially I tried something different that unit. So then when I come into the reflection piece, I'm able to really look at how did my kids do or not do well on that exam due to my teaching practice. And that's the thing to really keep in mind. Standard 6 is that an educator impacts student learning. And so if I'm not able to reflect on my practice through the data, then it may not be the best data point for this setting. So trying to think if there's anything else I needed to or wanted to mention on. Oh, one of the big things too is making sure that you're not using graphs for the student performance data, because they do not attach well. So if you're going to use a chart like you see right here, they will, or excuse me, a table. This table will go ahead and copy and paste in real well, but an image will not. So you can see, whoops, we don't want to do that. But if we wanted to put in this image with state assessment data, it will not paste into it, no matter how hard I try. Now you can hyperlink out to it. There's been mixed results with that. I just recommend that you focus on utilizing raw data in that regards. Now the biggest question, the last question that comes up is, do I need to include every single student every single hour? No. So if I'm teaching 3 sections of one prep and 2 of another, it would be encouraged that you use 2 data points from the 3 class and 1 from the 2. If you're teaching 6 preps, like some of our FCS people are, 1 of each, or the one that you have maybe the most challenge with or the most success with, and really try to figure out why, as an educator, that is the reality. And then also you've got a lot of freedom. So one year what I did is I pulled 3 rubrics, a kid that I had self-identified as a high, middle, and low, And then I went through and graded their project based off of the rubric and compared their actual performance to the preconceived, my perception of their level of understanding. And it was really interesting to reflect on and compare the two. So there's a lot of freedom in that regards as well. So guys, I really appreciate you sticking with me, hanging along. If there are questions at all, let me know. Please, please, please email me. It doesn't matter how big, how small. Now remember, yours is due on, and you'll see here, April 1st. And so I am more than happy to take a look at it beforehand, as long as you're not emailing me on March 31st, okay? I will do my best to look at it still, but the feedback you'll get won't be really in-depth in that regard. So any questions, any comments, any concerns? I know the video does not quite do justice of sitting down and getting the opportunity. So, you know, the next meeting that we have, although it won't be in a group setting, I'll definitely take a couple minutes to debrief on Standard 6. So, hope you guys have a great day. Thanks for sticking along with me.